Good news, chaps.
No, what?
Screamer is finally getting a new pet since the release almost 1 month ago. I don't usually do videos like this, but considering how the game is going, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have another chance, so yeah. Anyway, I won't be touching on all the stuff here, just what I think is the good stuff. Starting off with the new feature, pause menu tutorials. When playing in any arcade game mode, all gameplay mechanics tutorials can be accessed with a new dedicated button in the pause menu. The first time you enter any arcade game mode, this menu will jump scare you automatically. Pretty great stuff here, don't know why it wasn't there to begin with. Consider the skill for this game is quite high, and if you're like me and decide to skip the 10-hour tutorial that is the tournament mode and just jump into the arcade mode, just to realize the amount of mechanics you were actually missing out, well, now you know. Cars. Raise the collision shape of Noburu and Fermi cars to avoid unexpected collisions with the track in certain circumstances. Honestly, I can't say if I'm supposed to feel anything different. I guess by raising the collision that means these vehicles won't easily get stuck on surface on the ground. But before this update I never had this kind of interaction with the Ryujin before, and that car I drive it a lot. It's like one of the two cars that I'm constantly driving besides the Orchis. And I can't say much about Fermi as I never had played with this car before the patch. AI. Fix AI performing a perfect boost every time they use a boost. This fix affects all difficulty levels and all game modes. Yeah, they definitely don't perfectly boost all the time anymore, still, at least on very hard, I did not feel like the difficulty changed that much. Maybe it's a little easier on all difficulties now, but at the end of the day, most of the issue I have with the AI in this game, at least on very hard, is the constant spamming of overdrive, especially early on the race. Besides that, their overall performance is all over the place. They can be incredibly OP at some tracks while being god-awful slow on others. They mostly being extremely obnoxious on tracks with lot of straights and very few corners or tracks without a decent shortcut to abuse. Anyway, checkpoints. Fix checkpoints drones having collision on all tracks. Never played this mode outside the tournament mode, so yeah, I had no issue before and no issue now. Tracks. Just tracks, don't know what this is supposed to be. Fix invisible collision in the steel bowels track that in extreme cases could impact car handling. So I'm glad to say this one is fixed. Okay, I don't know if this is the one that you are talking about, but if it is, it clearly isn't fixed. And if it's not, please, Milestone, fix this on the next patch. I don't know how many times me and other players get screwed over by this weird invisible wall. Fix the rain sound being played in the Misty Hills tracks. Yeah, no rain sound here. Moving on. Online. Now this is the good stuff. For the 10 people or so like me that are still trying to play this game online, we have some interest changes to maybe help the quality of the races there. In order to improve the online experience, we are doing changes to how matchmaking operates. Searching for a lobby might take a little longer, but the resulting race should offer a more stable experience.
Multiplayer.
Well, I guess Milestone finally fixed, because they thought the best way to improve the online is by not letting you actually play the online. I'm serious, I have not been able to play a single pub match since the update. I spent over 2 hours yesterday and today looking for games and I could not find a single freaking one. It's always the same 6 minutes of waiting just to see the same message. Cannot join match, lobby not found. I have no idea what they did with the game. I'm seriously worried. Some players are claiming they region locked the servers, and if that's true, I'm basically screwed because most of the remaining player base is probably from the US. And yeah, at least they fixed the issue where during matchmaking the game wasn't progressing to the lobby screen after a match was found. Supposedly, because as you saw previously, I cannot officially test it. I particularly had this issue a lot of times, and the only way to get rid of it was just restarting the game. I would love to comment on the rest of the change, but as you can see, I can't seem to find a single lobby, and I know this game is dead, but not this dead. Although I can say, without testing, increasing the lobby timer before a race to 2 minutes feels like a lot of the time between races. There are a few other fixes which again I can't comment as I haven't been able to join any game yet. But besides that, you know what's the worst thing about it? People are still complaining about the sync. Some are saying that it got worse, at least on private lobbies, with people randomly sideswiping each other out of nowhere. Here's a clip of one of Ikusa-GTR races. By the way, follow the guy if you actually want some good online gameplay from this game. As you can see, I'm pretty sure we didn't have this kind of interaction before. So, yay! Of course, I left the most important thing for last. Fix various rushing test dialogues saying instead of their Irish lang. This is done to make lines correctly affect the spoken dialogue. Clearly, the most requested feature by the community. Now our Irish robots can finally sleep peacefully with these changes.
Wait, you mean we're not part?
Mr. A is requirements that can only be
Okay.
2.
Get to fuck.
Oh. Oh no.
Anyway, last week.
I'm worried, guys. I have seen this sort of pattern before, and I don't think Screamer is breaking out the pack. I also really worried that I won't be able to play this game online anymore. Besides that, there's still plenty of bugs that haven't got fixed. Stuff like the unlockables from the gallery. And car sets not unlocking. I still don't have the last set of easily my favorite and most played vehicle in the game. Please Milestone, don't let this game die like you did before. Anyway guys, sorry for ending on a bad note, but that's about it. Hopefully we get another patch before Milestone left us again for the next yearly project. Thanks for watching and good races.